Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, passion for excellence.
Here are today's top headlines. GM could move its headquarters out of Detroit. It could also get rid of its CFO. And more details on the lawsuit Toyota lost over hybrid patent infringement. Up next, we'll be back with the news behind the headlines. This is Autoline Daily for Wednesday, September 9th, 2009, and now the news. General Motors could abandon its headquarters building in the city of Detroit and move its operations to the company's tech center in Warren, Michigan. Grapevine sources tell Autoline Daily that OnStar will be the first GM operation to make the move. These rumors had surfaced earlier this year, and it sounds like GM's new board of directors is reviving the concept. Along with that, the Detroit News is reporting that GM's Chief Financial Officer, Ray Young, will be fired from the company. It says GM has already hired a search firm to find his replacement. I would also point out that GM's CEO, Fritz Henderson, held that CFO job before Ray Young, and there are more than a few industry observers who question if Henderson will survive the wrath of the new GM board of directors. Last week, we reported that the Pace company filed suit with the International Trade Commission to prevent Toyota from importing any more hybrids into the American market. We pointed out that Pace had successfully sued Toyota over patent infringement, and now Autoline Daily has more information on that lawsuit. In April of this year, Pace was awarded by the Federal District Court in the Eastern District of Texas a future royalty of $98 for every Prius sold. So far, Toyota has sold over 1 million Priuses worldwide since it first came out. If this stands up under appeal, Toyota could face a big fine, but more importantly, it would lose face over having infringed on someone else's patents in bringing hybrids to the market. The U.S. Congressional Oversight Panel says it's unlikely taxpayers will get back all of the $81 billion from bailing out GM and Chrysler. According to the AP, the panel said what the government recoups will depend on each company's stock price when they go public again. The report also recommended that the Treasury Department create a trust to put its holdings in to avoid a conflict of interest, and it said that the legality of using TARP funds to provide aid to the auto companies should be looked into. Chrysler began building minivans at its Windsor plant in Canada for global markets. According to the Detroit News, the vans being built are right-hand drive and are equipped with diesel engines. Previously, Chrysler built minivans for export in St. Louis, but it closed that facility last year, and the company used to contract Magna Steyr to build minivans for the European market at Magna's plant in Austria. Plans to move production to Windsor were underway before Chrysler was forced into bankruptcy. Last year, the company sold over 21,000 minivans outside of North America. According to Wards, Indian company Mahindra is targeting the first week of December as job one for the launch of U.S.-bound pickup trucks. The company's American distributor, Global Vehicles USA, is expected to start selling trucks in the southeast U.S. early next year. The TR20 and TR40 models feature a 140 horsepower, 2.2-liter clean diesel engine with urea injection and a 6-speed automatic transmission. McLaren released details of its long-awaited new supercar. Autoblog reports the MP412C was developed entirely in-house and features F1 technology, especially involving carbon fiber. It's powered by a 3.8-liter twin-turbo V8 with 600 horsepower. That should be good for a top speed well north of 200 miles an hour with 0 to 60 times in the low threes. The MP412C, gosh, that is a clunky name, is expected to carry a price tag of £165,000, roughly $273,000. More on the upcoming Frankfurt Motor Show. Photos of the new gull-wing Mercedes, the SLS AMG, have made their way into the internet. This menacing sports car should be powered by AMG's spectacular 6.3-liter V8, no surprise there, with somewhere north of 560 horsepower. It should sticker for about 180,000 euros, that's about $261,000. On a greener note, Peugeot has revealed details about its upcoming all-electric car. Nothing groundbreaking to report here. The Peugeot Ion is merely a rebadged version of Mitsubishi's MyEV, and it should deliver a range of about 81 miles. Coming up next, it's time for You Said It.
Changing tires out here could be dangerous, but with these tires, I don't need to worry.
Bridgestone.
And now it's time for some of your feedback. This is You Said It. Every day we get all kinds of comments and questions from you, our viewers. You Said It gives me a little bit of a chance to respond. Salvador G. saw our report on the president of Audi of America, Johan Denissen, saying the Volt was a car for idiots, and he wrote in to say, do you know if anybody has leased a Volt for testing or something of the sort? I'd like to know what kind of feedback GM is getting for this car. I really hope for them to prove the president of Audi US wrong. Salvador, no one has a lease on the Volt yet. The car is still under engineering development. Now, I did see one on the road this weekend near GM's Proving Grounds, which shows they're doing real-world development on this car, even during holiday weekends. And Nick Stevens saw our report on the Hyundai Genesis Coupe and had this to say. As for the Hyundai so-called Genesis Coupe, it is an utter fraud by Hyundai to name this vehicle a Genesis, as it has little in common with the real Genesis, the sedan, and far more in common with the non-luxury coupe, the Tiburon. Nick, I could not agree more. I would not call it a fraud, but to me it makes absolutely no sense, especially from a marketing standpoint, to use the same name for both of these very different cars. Hey, don't forget to tune in to Autoline After Hours tomorrow night live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be out of town, but Mr. Auto Extremist Peter DeLorenzo will carry on the conversation. And that wraps up this show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.